welcome back, y'all. Come in the room. Come on in the room. It's good to see you. It's good to be seen. It's good to see y'all. We are back tonight, this Monday night, to talk the brand new season of Married at First Sight. Married at First Sight, season 20. Come on in the room because I have things to say. I know my good sis Tyra over at Struggle Reviews has things to say, and we're going to get into it. So come in the room, speak, talk to us, because we talk back. Also, I want to know from you, which couple do y'all see making it? Do you see any of these couples making it? How about that? Just yes or no. Do we see any of the Married at First Sight season 20 couples making it? Yes or no? Drop it in the chat. But Tyra, happy Monday. How are you today? And are you ready to get into all the things Married at First Sight?
Hey, friend. I'm good. I'm definitely ready. I have a whole lot of thoughts to share. I am fresh off all 6 episodes back to back, and we need to talk because maybe I don't know their names, but they all raggedy.
I have the names, I have the pictures, and I have the names, and we're going to get into all the things, y'all. I'm so sorry. It's been so long that I ain't been on the thing that everything is just... But alas, we're here. Okay, so some people are saying, well, let's start with Brees. Brees was first in the building. Hey, sister, hope you are doing well. Pray you're having the most amazing day. What's going on, Tremaine? Hey, girl. Hey. What's going on, Danny? Hey, I don't know anybody's name. All I know is this is mess. And is. And is. Zacomo says, nah, not near none of them. Okay, that's fair. What's going on, Mrs. T? You say yes, somebody's going to make it. I want to know who you think is going to make it. As we're going through these slides, because we're going couple by couple, I need to know from y'all on every couple, yes or no. Yes, they're making it. No, this is going to crash and burn badly. Tremaine says, it's Sean taking that whole bath and listen, we're going to get into all of it. And it's not, and you know what? And I wanted to break down because back in my youth, back in my days, my mama would say, whenever you wash up in the sink, that's considered a whole bath, right? And 9 times out of 10, you're only doing that in a pinch when you can't sit in that water, right? But also in a whole bath, it consists of running water in the sink. It consists of a bar soap. All right. It consists of lathering that soap up, rubbing it all over your body, going back, rinsing said washcloth, and then going back over it again because we need to get that soap off us.
Nothing of the sort. Nothing of the sort. Baby had water. We had water, and we had a rag.
Did we have water?
He got the wiping. He wrung out the towel. I ran it back several times because I was in disbelief. I said, it looked like
a dry rub to me. It looked like a dry rub to me, Tyra. When he did under his arms and his back, then went to his face and head.
I said, oh my God, you really did this on camera and next to somebody who don't even like you already. Why would you be dirty?
Yeah, all I need is 3 minutes tops. 3 minutes to do what?
Y'all, this infatuation with soap. You don't really need no soap.
Girl, the way he said, media will have you thinking you need all this soap to be clean. Nigga, we need soap to be clean, Sean. Get in the tub. Sit your tail in the tub. You ain't even sit down. Get in the shower. What feels better than a bath or shower, Tyra? A hot bath or shower? What feels...
And he proceeded to rub them feet together like he was lickety split clean. I said, oh, okay, so you done. All right. The way he would have been on the couch, because a little dirty, if you don't get out of here,
they said, imagine what his balls smelled like. Imagine what his...
We didn't go down there. We didn't go down there.
Oh, he didn't touch below the belt.
In my mind, back in my day, a whole bath meant you use soap and water in the sink and reach the important parts that I can't get in that shower, but I'm going to hit this face first. Hit these pits,
top,
front to back,
top.
Do one more time for my pleasure, and then going out the door. You ain't even get to the balls, sir.
Top to bottom. I said, I don't know who raised. Listen, the people in the comments said, I don't know who raised him. They said, who raised him, and who has he been with prior to this? Because the way she looked at him and said, and you get all your parts. So, well, the nice thing is I won't have to compete for the bathroom because you don't take baths. Like,
I don't know.
I can't. But we're gonna get it. It wasn't even a bird bath. Unless you're talking about a literal bird, like a literal bird, right? Who just, and they just have their little thing of water that they twirl around in. It was very.
I don't know.
It was
why would you wipe his back in it? Why the back? Your back was that your back. Your upper back was. We need to hit that spot. Oh, okay.
That was important. Nevertheless, y'all, we are going to get into it. What I want to know, though, first, where we start out every single time, Tyra, and you've watched a couple seasons now. We have a couple seasons together under our belt. I want to know from you, in the couple of seasons that we've watched and covered, how is this ranking so far as of these first 6 episodes?
The drop schedule is weird. I was like, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I mean, if this is how you want to release the episodes, fine. Peacock is different. I think the ones that we watched before, they were over on Lifetime. As a whole, the way that they talked hot mess, like, okay, we're about to elevate. We're about to bring in some new coaches, fresh meat to give a whole different perspective and outlook on these couples. Because I think this is my 3rd season at this point, and I'm like, well, it seems like to me, these folks are going out of their way to match people up with other folks that they know they don't need to be matched up with. So if we're going to come here and tell me and lie to me and say we're doing something different and we're going to be really meticulous about these, it's going to be nothing of the sort like those old coaches and whatnot. Same thing, even worse. So you guys are strategically going out of your way to match these folks up who don't belong. This is a humiliation ritual. I don't know where the buck stops. I don't know where the check gets cashed at, but for several people here, you are here to be humbled or be humiliated. Why? And I would think if this was my perfect match, I wouldn't be that. And what kills me, like all those other seasons, messy or not, you will see these people in a relationship with someone. Well, I'm no dating coach or life coach or whatever. I don't have my doctorates and whatnot, but I think that person would work better with this person. Did you consider maybe putting this person with that person? No, we're going to do this because we need conflict and we need drama. And this is sad because it's always the blacks. I hate it so much.
It's always the blacks. I will say, as far as overall opinion, comparing,
it's some money this season.
That's what I was going to say. It looks like aesthetically, it looks much better than last season. Last season looked dusty. The honeymoon, the camera footage, it looked decrepit. The weddings were trash looking. This, I said, okay, they've spent a little bit of coin. They've invested some more. We do have new experts. And going into it, I was kind of excited. Paul, Brunson, our new matchmaker, but who's been with the UK franchise, I think for 7 years before that, is now over here. And he's been very vocal on the Instagram and saying, I'm going to love this season. He thinks I'm going to love it. He's enjoying my recaps and conversations around the season. But that ain't going to stop this work, sir, because it's looking real suspicious. I'm looking at these couples and as stuff is starting to come out, I'm really side-eyeing. And we understand this is reality TV. Production does have a hand in these things. Mm-hmm. But yeah, overall, much better than last season. Does it compare to our cheaters in Chicago and the Cankle King of Chicago? Not yet. But we could be quickly approaching the way things are looking. But overall, it's fine. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at this pacing. I do miss Lifetime because we knew we were going to be able to really build community around it. We have about 2.5, 3 months worth of lives and discussions to have when it was on Lifetime. But this is fine. It looks better. They're spending the coin, and we'll just see, right? We'll see. We're still very early, but we're gonna go couple by couple, and we're gonna talk about these people because Lord, there's stuff to talk about, and I want to get over here with Devin and Caitlin. So, and black cats and golden retrievers, okay? Because I just learned what a black cat was. I said, oh, okay, Yeah, you should have
Okay.
been here on the show because we meet Devin very early on, raised by a single mother. He's a professional, what is it, rugby or lacrosse player, something like
Mhm.
that. And at first impression, I didn't know. I was like, he's a professional athlete, and we know what can come with that sometime. But honestly, I stand Devin at this point. After watching the first episode, I was like, I kind of like him. It seems like he's open to the process. He really wants a relationship. He really wants stability. And then we meet Courtney, who says that she's been in every toxic relationship imaginable, right? From the person who, couldn't stand her, hated her stinking guts, to the person who was cheating, to all of those things. And she was ready to settle down and find a safe place. And so I'm thinking with this match, maybe the experts got it right until we get down the road, because 4 days in, Tyra, Caitlyn don't want to be bothered. But before that, poor Devin has to go through the ringer with Caitlyn's daddy, who refused to walk her down the aisle. But after said, listen, I didn't agree with this. I wasn't for it. But Devin, you seem like a good dude. Shake my hand, son. And I thought, you know what? Maybe since Devin doesn't have a father, maybe Caitlyn's dad can, by proxy step in and heal some of those father wounds. But as it's going along, Devin just said, wake me up in the morning to go to the gym. Caitlyn said, hell no, I hate you. I don't want to be around you anymore. I'm going to the gym by myself. Damn it. It's been 4 days. Enough is enough. He's a golden retriever. I'm a damn black cat. I want to be left alone. I need my me time, Tyra. I need my space. So very quickly, they're not having a meeting of the minds until we meet with the experts in episode 6. Caitlyn don't give a damn. Caitlyn really could care less. She's like, I need my space. This is who I am. Deal with it. And he's really trying. He's really like, well, maybe I can do this. Maybe if I wait a little bit longer, she'll open up. Maybe I'll do this. And I just really hate that I feel like he's going to be fighting a losing battle with her. I just don't think it's in her to compromise. I don't think marriage is in her. I don't think she ever should have signed up for this experiment. And I don't know why they recruited her. Tyra, talk to me about Devin and Caitlyn. Where are you at? What are your thoughts on these people? And are they going to make it?
Devin, I make pancakes with crispy edges. Like, we don't have time for Caitlyn. We don't have time for Caitlyn. Soon as I saw Devin, because you get an idea of someone having a career in sports, being always on the road. And it's like, you know what? All right, we can get into maybe a wandering eye. You craving that time and that separation because you get to go, you get off into the athletes and maybe them cheating. No, this man is he begging on his damn knees and you let him get away. Baby, the moment we got to the altar, I said, I like him. I like him. I said, he seems very genuine. I think he's taking this process on and he's moving with intention. Mm-hmm. She came down there, was like, okay, she's beautiful. Like, let's go. Even with daddy standing up, said, I got some things I want to say. It's like, you know what? Warranted. This is a different experience. I wish I could have courted you or, asked for your hand, her hand, but this isn't that, but give me a chance. I was like, I'm here for it. It was all cute up until the point, I need my space. I'm a black cat. I said, girl, we don't have time. I don't know why these people can't arrive at least a little piece of healed. I'm not expecting any of these dynamics to be perfect, but you have to come here ready to meet someone halfway. If you know that you are a person who enjoys your goddamn space, why are you here? Why are you here? There is no room. The way that she is like, I can't be with someone sitting there calculating what I rubbed his back. That was at one time where, I got him a glass of water. I told him good morning last Thursday. Like, damn, what more do you want from me? A whole lot. He's like, well, I'm not trying to come off needy. He's walking on eggshells. Like, I just want to, be told I'm pretty, I want somebody to enjoy me, embrace me, love me. I want the full package. Girl, I'm not expecting you. And you would think like he asking her, girl, now look, we've been in this suite for 5 days. You gonna go on and let me crack or what's like, no. I am asking for the bare minimum as far as partnership and maybe lower levels of intimacy that you could offer me as a new partner that you don't know, because this is an experience, but she is using that to go, oh, I just don't know. I just really feel like it's just a lot. I feel like it's going to be a lot in this. That's our answer. It's just a lot. It's a lot. It's like, well, why would you come here and waste somebody's time? Like, I don't think that this is going to change much. This is like a slow turning screw. And it's my wife and I need her now. I want you to meet me where I am now. And I don't think what he's asking is ridiculous. I think if she gave a little bit, baby, when she sat there, I don't know what episode that was, when he was apologizing to her for what, I don't know. And she was like, yeah. And they have to look at that watch. I said, girl, it's so much of her. It comes off as crass and rude. And it's like, are you just not reading social cues, or do you just not give a damn? It's giving you don't give a damn. And you could have stayed at home not to give a damn, girl. I don't know. I hate to see him, going against the grain like this, because, this is somebody's husband. Is it her husband? No.
And I mean, and this is what kind of happens and can really devastate a person and really put them on the sidelines for a while after having one of these types of situations. And I agree. I don't think his ask is unreasonable. You were married at first sight. Like, I'm thinking, like, how much more do you need to spend time with a person if you literally just met them at the altar and you're 3-4 days in on a honeymoon, which is supposed to be fun and all of those things, and you can't even do his little ask. He said, wake me up, let's work out together in the morning. Like, I want to know you. Like, I want to get to know you. I want you to embrace me. Like, I want to hug every now and again. Like, I just want to be adored. And we know his background and having abandonment issues and all of that stuff. And it's like, why would y'all match him with her, knowing that unless she got in there in the interview and told them something completely different? Is it attraction? I don't know. He's not a bad looking guy. He's a big guy in shape. Like, he, for all intents and purposes, like Devin's, he's
a good guy. I don't care for the shave. The hair can, but this is not a bad looking guy. Like, they're an attractive couple. I don't like it because he's coming off as the one with higher expectations. Like, he's needy. Like, me. I don't think he's being needy. I think he's setting a standard. And how much longer? Because before it's going to be, well, it's just, what if the therapist, I think the therapist says, it's just been 5 days, like, relax, like, it's just cool. Then eventually it's going to be, well, it's the first week. Then it's 2 weeks. Then it's 3 weeks. Then it's, okay, well, now we're halfway through the process and we haven't made any real progress because I've been trying to break down your barriers while also respecting your need to be alone and your privacy. And I don't want to do too much because I don't want to scare her off. We can't grow in this dynamic, so we can't move on your time. When you sign up for this show, I don't think you sign up to move at your regular pace, because clearly your regular pace wasn't working for you. But if you like that and you're not ready for this, girl, stay on the playground. I don't know.
That's the thing. And like, I thought it was really interesting that in her confessional, one of the first things she said was, I've been in all of these toxic relationships. I really don't know what a healthy relationship is. And part of me is like, is this self-sabotage? Is this her not understanding what like a healthy, introduction to a relationship looks like? And she's messing that up. I said, I thought girls with daddies weren't supposed to have these types.
Ashley, please, not girls with daddies.
I did. That's
when he stood up and it was like, protective dad. I was like, oh, she might be one of the ones that this is precious what you're getting. Like, once you get, like, treat her well. So once it happened and she's here, but when we first have like moments outside of that, and it's like, me and my dad, like, we don't even get along as much. Like, we're both really stubborn and we have like the same type of personality, but we love each other. And then she goes like, oh, I was in this relationship with this guy and they were all awful and this, and there was another guy who was just as awful, but he like left me the hell alone. And that was like the best, that I like. And I was like, what? I said, oh, it's after she said that it was just the best because I was left alone. Then be alone. I don't know what you want.
I don't either. Okay, Desert Queen, this is interesting. Let's talk about it. He was smothering her to me. Everyone else is peeping that they are the most physically affectionate couple.
Are they?
Are they? I would say that Adam and Marissa, but I mean, Adam and Marissa, they're in Cooter Town day and night. But I mean, and I think that that's a thing, right? Like, I think that if you are a person who is not big on affection or like your space, and that's perfectly fine to be, don't come on this experiment. Don't come on this show where you meet your person raw, right? Not knowing them at all, because you'd have no clue what you're stepping into. Like, I think in this process, you have to come into it with the most open mind. Like the most open mind possible. I don't see him as smothering. I see him as asking for what he wants. I don't think it's unreasonable.
I don't know how we can consider what he's doing smothering if I think a little bit will go a long way for him. Like if it was just like, well, I know that like your love languages are, maybe I think he was like physical, things like that. Like he likes, so it's like, well, I'm not ready to do this, but just even if it's like I want my personal space when I go to the gym, when I wake up before I go to the gym, hey babe, I'm going to the gym. Like I'll see you in a little bit. Just want to like he needs like those, like she's like, oh, he needs constant reassurance. Like I don't I don't think it's that. I think it's like if you say like, oh, okay, because I think it's we can't move on her time because we still have to get to know each other. I can't get to know you if you're off and alone all the time. So if we're just making time, hey, and I think they did that at the point of moving in, like, so I'm going to respect that. So like, what does it look like for you if, you're at work? She's like, oh, what are you going to, you're like off, at this point, off season, you're going to be sitting around pining away, waiting for me to get off work. He's like, well, no, I have my own identity, my own life. That's like, whoosh, okay, because I was worried about you. I was like, girl. And it's like, well, no, I'm just saying that if and when, you get off of work or your day or whatever, can we make sure that we're making time for us? And she's like, oh, well, yeah, of course, say less. Like, no. That's not what it's giving. And if I have to remind you that, I exist, I am going to want to talk to you and be with you at some point in the day. And she's like, well, between work and the commute there, the commute back, me and my cubicle, going to the gym, that should be enough alone time for me to be able to tolerate you and your needs. Like, it's not inviting, it's dry.
And I get it. This is a hard process for anybody. And I think it's hard to say what you would do unless you were in the situation. But I just don't like her. I don't like her. It's already done. And then when she was commiserating with damn Courtney, I said, I don't like either one of you hoes. Like, I don't like them. She's like, my good opinion, once it's lost of you, baby, it's gone. I ain't got nothing for Caitlin at this point. But drop it in the chat. Caitlin and Devin, can they make it? Will they make it? Are they gonna, go the distance? Let us know in the chat. Easing on the road to Adam and damn Marissa. And it's jet skis and cooter, Tyra. That's all it is. Jet skis and cooter. And maybe he'll give you Beethoven's Fifth. You know what I mean? Maybe he'll cut a flick on the piano. When we were at the mixer with the dudes the first time and he sat down and proceeded to play a concert of 3 or 4 songs, Mozart, Beethoven. Like, let me put my hands in the fire. Let me, because I'm just that talented. Like even the dudes were like, bruh, that's like, what is you doing? And so we meet him and he is like the archetype of just like full of himself, right? Because he says he's got the money, he's got the lake house, he's got the jet skis, Tyra. Listen, I'm a classically trained pianist. I can have any of these hoes that I want. But Adam was interesting because up until this point, he was dating someone and had somebody at his lake house a week before he got chosen for the experiment. And Paul had to pull him to the side and make him call that lady because you've been on 5 dates with her. She was at your house last week and you're getting married to a stranger. That's how I knew Adam was playing. And that's how the experts knew Adam was playing. As far as Marissa feels to me that like I've been to like always the bridesmaid, never the bride. I've been to 7 weddings this year and I have not been married. I'm ready for this in my life. She's a party girl. She want to drink on the weekend and do whatever she might want to do. We meet at the altar. I know you. And they try to clean it up and say it was at a club. They had an interest in one another, exchanged numbers, but it didn't go anywhere. So now on the honeymoon, they're busting out of every draw leg. He says, look at my body. Look at my physique. I've trained for this. Sex, am I afraid of it? No, it's calling my name. I'm good at it. This is what I want. And immediately he's like, she sends him fireballs. She's taking shots before the big day. Come to find out, Adam doesn't drink and he's judging because she's a drinker. Oh God, fellas, what am I going to do with that? There is attraction there. She says, oh my God, Adam, you like an Abercrombie model. You're so hot. You're so hot. You're so hot. Why, thank you, Marissa. And as long as you tell me I'm hot, we can stay in this good place. Here's my thing. Marissa is coming to this with no expectations. I think she attempts one time to have a serious conversation with him about what the future looks like and where they'll live and things like that. He brutally rebuffed that and was basically like, you like when I touch you like that? Let me feed you the steak with my fingers. Like he's so unserious to me. Like he's so full of himself. He's so pompous. He is so everything that is just wrong with America. And Marissa, as long as she acquiesces and bends and worships him, this will be a match made in heaven. But at what point do we really get to know Marissa? Because I don't know this heifer. I don't know her, Tyra. Talk to me about Adam and Marissa. And is she going to change everything about herself to keep him or to be with him?
Girl, this is an axe murderer. How dare you take me that goddamn fast on that jet ski? So I'm an inexperienced jet skier. You are, yeah, babe, you did good. Like if you felt one of my tests, I would have to kick. Boy, he is weird. I do not care. All of that Mozart. I said, what the hell? The way the bridesmaids were having a key, like, who are you trying to impress? Who is it for? And then he went on, I'm gonna serenade. I'm gonna give you guys one more, and that's it. Like, tip your waitress. I said, who are you here for? How many songs are you gonna play? Weird work. They are, which is why I don't like any of them trying to harbor on, well, which couple, like who looks are very, very deceiving. They have one of the most shallow dynamics out of all of the couples, even though they're the most affectionate and they seem to be having the best of times. They're not really getting into any depth. They haven't really explored much about each other. It's just like, oh my God, you're so hot, Adam. Like, oh my God, he's a husband. Yeah, did you see him? He's like so hot. Like, he's everything I ever wanted. Like, oh my God. Did you see the jet skis and the lake house where the bodies are buried with the tarp? Oh my God. I hope I make it home out of here unless he takes me to the woods and I'm never heard from again. But this is so, I say, for all the coin you have, this show looks shaky. It's looking real shaky up in here, Adam. But I was like, yeah, I'm set for life. Got all the money, got the looks. You'd be lucky to have me. Beyond that, what do you have to offer? Financial security, of course, that's great. But have you even talked about what that looks like for you guys? Are you financially secure because Adam is? Are you like, what does it look like? What kind of, husband would he be? What kind of father would he be? What kind of provider would he be? What expectations would he have of you besides testing? So what the hell I'm testing your drinks? Okay. International superstar. Beyond making sure that your steak mocktail and hanging on to the back of your ass on a jet ski, what else do you want? It's very cute right now, but I think a shoe is going to drop with Adam. And she's like, I don't know, like, he was so hot before. I don't know who this is. Like, if we get beyond him being hot and who he is as a person and who you are, do you guys really have anything in common? Up on that first encounter, I'm sure you guys were so hot, but you decided not to explore anything beyond that. And y'all didn't go on any dates. Why? Because he was just as hot. You were just as hot. So what happened? Something happened to where things didn't click then. But they are pretending like if what they're saying, that brief first encounter, it gave them validation of, oh, I know you. You know me too. Like y'all didn't exchange much. Y'all didn't date. Like you just met each other in a bar and thought you guys were hot. But that didn't mean, okay, the moment the doors close, I'm in heat. Relax. That's cute. And it's the fact that the dates are cute, but they don't really just even talk about each other. They're talking, so like, who do you think if you could like kick somebody off the island, who would it be? Like, what are you talking about? Why aren't we talking about us? It's very, very empty. Her fireballs are not going to be enough to get her through when Adam turns into whoever he is after we're off the jet ski. I don't know.
Talk about it. That was interesting to me too, because in all of their conversations, there's never been a moment where he's taken a deep interest in who she is, what she wants, the type of person she is, what her character is like, any of those things. He was more interested in Nick and Courtney and Felipe and Tori. Like, you think they're going to make you just call it quits? They should just go home right now. That's not going to work. Yeah, nah, I'm calling it. Sir, why are you so invested in all these other people's business? It's very interesting to me.
I don't know. The only way this works if Marissa is someone who builds herself around her partner and she's just ready to acquiesce and whatever you say, babe, and sure, I'm fine as long as we're good and you're hot, then this will be a match made in heaven and they'll make it to the end. But if she has a standard and some type of expectation outside of, well, this is what I like to do and I don't like to do that, I don't care for that, then it's going to be different because he's very much just on his own timing. I don't even feel like he knows a whole lot about her.
He doesn't. He hasn't asked, at least not from what we've seen. Dane, welcome, Dane. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Oh, Lord, the reality TV reviews are back. I thought y'all canceled them like Nino Brown. Anyways, hey, ladies. Hey, Dane. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. But yeah, I don't see it for them. Drop it in the chat. Are they going to work? And like you said, I mean, I need my good sis to watch Runaway Bride with Julia Roberts because every man she was with, she changed her eggs. Oh, when I was with old boy, he liked them poached. I got them poached. When I was with old boy, he got them scrambled. I got them scrambled. Baby, what kind of eggs do you like, Marissa? That's what I need you to know. Yeah, trying to bend to his every whim. And I'm just... Marissa just seems happy to be there, and she is, but is that sustainable? And how long does that last? I don't know. They say nay. Nay. 2 thumbs down. Yeah, I'm like I said, if she's willing to bend and be like a Stepford wife for him and be his beard or whatever, because listen, I don't know what's going on with Adam. On the TLC tip, Tyra. I don't know what else he got going on, but it's like he just wants a wife as a figurehead to me. It's like, I think just for position, I don't know if this is going to help him in business, having a beautiful woman on his arm.
He's checking off boxes because he's early on in his, however old he is, he's pretty young. He's already successful. It's like, I've got all these things. Next is a wife. Like, it doesn't really matter if she is, as long as she's attractive and she likes the same things I like, check her off. But what happens if she doesn't?
Yeah, that's the thing. And is Marissa going to show a real side of her? I hope so. Hey, Critical, Adam is a clout chaser. It tracks with why his family didn't show up for the shenanigans. Not a single lick of his family showed up. That was very telling.
We didn't even talk about, she didn't, it was just like, oh, well, like, she's like, well, they have priorities. And it was just nothing. She said, well, nobody showed up. Okay.
Nobody. And he was like, yeah, no, no. And I'm thinking, what kind of family, like, is this just for kicks and giggles? He seems like the type of guy who would do this on a bet and not really, you know what I mean? That's just how he seems. He seems like one of those 80s yuppies movies where they just do mean stuff just for a bet for $1.
I already knew what type of time when they were on. The moment she hit the staircase in that wedding dress and all we heard was swing, 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 that spinning. We're not together. She's all that.
Oh, kiss me. Oh, and just a quick moment of silence for Seattle. I heard about everything that happened yesterday, and MAFS is in Seattle this year. So we do just want to take a moment and acknowledge the city and what they're going through at a food festival. That was so sad and so devastating to hear. And if you're in Seattle and if you were impacted, you're in my prayers and in my thoughts for sure. The bodybuilder and the reality king, Courtney and Nick. Courtney, even in the damn initial interview, I was like, where were you on January 6th? What happened on January 6th? I don't, but I'm conservative, but not too conservative, right? Because women have a right to choose. My body, my choice. But then on the other side of that, I want a man. I want him, to kind of believe in God, but he can't drag me to church every day. Like I can't deal with it. My biggest fear is that somebody's not going to love me. Meanwhile, we have Nick over here who's done 11 reality TV shows. He's been on The Perfect Match. He's been on The Circle. He's probably applied for 10 more. He graduated from MIT, Ivy League. His focus was on academia all of his life, but now he feels like he missed out on a different part because he says he always had a flair for the dramatic and acting and for all of these things. And so is he here for love or is he here for just, to be put on and to be famous? Because, they're in my DMs every day asking me, Nick, you're going on another reality show, or, when they see me in public, that's really the thing. So he's kind of enamored of this reality star. And I didn't know him. So he's not that much of a reality star before this. But also when they meet, Courtney thinks he's handsome. Initially, he tells her, you know, hey, I've been on reality shows, but none dating. Mind you, Perfect Match is a dating show. And so she says, no, I'm fine with it. It's cool. It's cool. Everything's good. Like, you know, hey, I have no qualms about it. We meet her parents. They were bodybuilders as well, just like Courtney. And she says, listen, he's a good looking guy. He's chatting it up with everybody. She talks to his friends. They say, listen, we're at home. We're watching Drag Race. She's like, yeah, me and my family, we're not really into cars. They say, no, the drag queens, the show, you know, because I was matched with the gay guy. He catfished me on the circle and had me thinking he was a girl, but now we're besties and he's here at the wedding. And she says, okay, cool, fine. So now they're getting together. They're connecting or whatever. Mind you, I think she's supposed to be in her early 30s. Yeah, anyway, easing on down the road, we get to the honeymoon. She seems like, you know, she's attracted to him, but now she's got these questions about the reality TV of it all. She is on the vacation wanting him to throw her in the pool because she says he's a wet blanket. He's boring. He's dry. He's dumb as hell. And at this point, she says, listen, I hate his stinking guts. Let me go find Caitlin because she's a black cat just like me. We don't want these men. These men are raggedy. If I could get my hands on Felipe, I might be cooking with something, because the way Courtney wants Felipe should be studied. Ultimately, they do have a conversation, I think, in episode 5 or 6, where she's like, listen, I'm used to somebody with a little more oomph, a little bit more, you know, we're not leaving conversation on the table. I don't have to carry the conversation like Felipe, you know, because with Felipe, it would never be a dry moment. And he says, listen, I'll try harder. She's like, you know, that day we were standing by the pool, I didn't have my phone. You could have just tossed me in the water. I wouldn't have gotten mad. Like, you know, we just need something to live it up. I need some action. I need adventure in the grade wide somewhere, Tyra. And my thing is, Courtney's exhausting to me. Courtney is exhausting. She runs her mouth a lot. I hated the fact that she told her grievances to everyone but him on the honeymoon. It was like, let me talk to Kate. Let me talk to Felipe. Let me talk to Tori. Like, oh God, he's just so dull. He's so dry. He's so bland. And now I want to know why he was on all those reality TVs. They have a conversation in episode 5 or 6, and they seem like they're going to start off on a new foot now that they're moved in together. I hate this couple. I hate this matching. I don't think either of them are there for the right reasons. I don't think Nick ever wants a marriage. I think this is a PR stunt for him. And Courtney needs to work on it. Tyra, what are your thoughts on the bodybuilder and the reality king?
Girl, how long I gotta look at them? This is a waste of a slide. Like, this is a waste of a slide. You will never make me side with the reality star. Like, I know that once he hopped on and I've been on this show and this show and this show, our regards were already up naturally. And they knew that. Production, you knew that. Like, why would you bring him here with this long rap sheet of reality shows? But then just on this show, we're expecting him to be completely genuine about what he's really here for. And it's just marriage. And I want a relationship. Do I want it to be in front of the cameras? Of course not. No, I would love for it to be natural. But I thought that this would be the best process for me to find my wife. Sir, please. Now, Courtney's a strange bird. Mighty Mouse is on one. She is weird. I said, girl, first of all, pipe down. She said, would you look at this? I said, I'm like, oh, we're looking at it. I'm looking at it, and it's, you know. I thought at first that they would meet somewhere in the middle, but the further and further we go, and it's just like, if I feel like you're boring, you're not interesting, you're a wet blanket, I'm gonna tell you. When he outwardly asked her, what's wrong? What do you want from me? What do you need? What do you want me to do? I just wanted to die. I was suffocating. I was just like, what are you talking about? I thought like he was like not like on her, like, and I was like, oh, once you keep hearing her repeated to person after person after person, it was just the mere aspect of him, I guess, thinking about cuddling with her. That was just grinding her gears so hard to the point that it's like, oh my God, I just thought it was disgusting. When he woke up that morning and he hugged me, and I was like, oh God, it's just all too much. I don't work that way. I've never had a one night stand. I say there is a long long space and time between trying to have some type of relationship or budding, growing conversations and with your husband and a one night stand. I was like, what are you talking about? She is strange. I hate it when they were on that boat and you can say all of these things and be quite messy around this function about what he's not doing and how boring he is. And it's just, I could just die 12 times. But when I ask you directly on the boat, what is it I'm not doing? What can I do more of? I said, are those white woman tears? Why are you crying?
I'm trying.
I just see, it's over now. I just need to get that off. Woo! I said, are you high? Are you high? Like, whatever. She can have her discernment and really work on what are your real intentions. I'm going to be reserved until I figure out what they are, and I know I can trust you. But outside of that, her personality speaks volumes, and it's nasty. Her attitude is nasty, and it's so unattractive. And she seems very, very full of herself. And the way that we could sit there and slop over, I was like, out of all of it,
Felipe.
She's like, oh yes, he's just, he's the life of the party. I was like, if I'm listening and I'm watching the both you and Nick, no matter how incompatible you are, you're just you're much of a wet drab blanket. Is he like, the personalities aren't too far fetched, you know? It's not like she's just this budding rambunctious, like she doesn't like him. So there's nothing that he could do that could make this process any better. She didn't like him from the moment he said, oh, I was on this show, that show, and that show. Then her guard was up. But instead of just saying that, you're going to say it to everybody else. And it's making you look, it's giving her this nasty edit in this narrative. And I really hate that. And just when you think she's done, any moment that this man is out of her face, she is talking shit every single time. And it's like, well, dang, like, Lord, we don't have to be nasty. You don't have to like him or trust him right off the bat, but we don't have to be nasty because then he comes out the victor, even if he didn't come here with the right intentions. Because I was trying to be kind to her, and I gave this my all, and I had no idea she felt that way about me because you have this edit. I don't like this for either of them. I really want them to death this now because I don't feel like we should have to suffer like the way she sat there and they're lying. During the little therapy session, it's just like, yeah, like touch me now. Whew, like really touch me. I want you to touch me. You don't want this man to touch you. You really don't want him near you. I don't know. I don't even buy him and all of his home. And she's so attractive. I wanted to get up on that. Did you, Nick? You wanted to get up on that? Really? You didn't want to get up on that. You did not. These people don't belong together. She also, and I don't like that because someone with her body type, they always have like get pinned down with this masculine narrative, like, oh, she presents very like she's competitive. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, this is supposed to be your partner. This isn't a sparring buddy. You're not at the gym. Like, relax. It's just very, very off-putting, and they're both like very, very unsufferable. But her more so because at least Nick is acting very, very well.
Yeah. He's PR trained. Absolutely. He said, I'm going into this to be the victor. Again, I don't think this has ever been about love or marriage for him. This is definitely a stunt just to get a wider net as far as followers and whatever. And honestly, people are going to be on his side. Like you said, because of just how nasty she has been up to this point behind his back. And people like this, it only gets worse. And the more frustrated she gets, the more in denial she gets, the nastier she'll get, and it'll be directed to him ultimately at some point throughout the show.
He's slow. He doesn't even know how to work an espresso machine. Like, oh my gosh, she's just so dumb. He's useless. Oh my god. Yeah.
It's really crazy. And I saw the comment about her saying that she was going to self-delete multiple times. I don't play around like that. I believe people when they say things, even in jest, like that. And so I would be watching her. I don't know what her deal is. Again, in that first initial meeting, I'm so afraid of being alone that someone's not going to find the value and the worth in me. And then to see her act this way with someone else is crazy, knowing those are her broken places. I think that's very telling. Like,
but what are we missing? Like, what is like this rambunctious? Because it's very like gym, bodybuild business. Like, she's like, she's just this ball of personality and warmth, and I'm just so spontaneous and I'm fun, and he's not. I was like, girl, where? It seems like if there's any type of communication or they're talking about something, it all leads back to her physicality.
Yeah.
I missed it. I don't know.
I don't know either, girl. I'm trying to find it. I was trying to find it when she was having the conversation initially with her parents when they were there. I don't know. It just seems so different. The way you would think family would talk to family in a moment like this. It just, and again, they could be an edit because she knows she's on TV in those moments, but then for her to act an ass in the other moments, it really doesn't make sense. But drop it in the chat, y'all. Courtney and Nick, are they going all the way? Do you see it for this couple? Is there any hope for them? In the future, is there? I mean, he'll be fine. He has an MIT degree. He can do his little acting on the side. He'll be okay. It's just so disingenuous and phony. I feel like they were a waste of a couple on MAFS. If the point is to get a long lasting marriage situation, they're both very unserious to me. Atheists and sugar babies. This was shocking to me because in the initial portion of the show, meeting Felipe, I said, hell no. I said, he can't even show up on time for the damn interview for the TV people. And you know how expensive it is for a production crew to get ready, to be on site. You have these experts that you're paying, all of that to show up. And one of the times he doesn't show up at all. And then other times he's just late. I'm like, oh, he has no respect. Then we find out he manages an Italian restaurant, and after he gets off work, he stays out to 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning every morning because that's his life. I'm a party boy. Then he's got that weird haircut and that porn stash, and I hate it. Immediately, I was like, Felipe, hell no. Felipe's a joke. Like, he's playing. He's not here for this. That was my thought initially, and I'm like, okay. All right, let's see. Then we meet Tori. And Tori, by all intents and purposes, is that girl, honey. She looks good. She seems like she's got her life together. She's a pillar in her family community. She's basically raised her little sister. Her friends love her. She got a cute little diverse friend group. I'm like, okay, Tori's that girl. Let's see. I immediately was like, she's not going to like him or that mustache. We get to the wedding day. Oh, he's hot. He's hot. I said, Tori, girl, what's wrong with you, sister? But she's all in it. He's enamored of her. He says, oh, I'm really ready now, baby, because Tori's fine. And we get there. We get to the reception. His people get up and talk about, he's a party guy, life of the party, out every night of the week, but he's a good friend. He's one of my only friends who tells me he loves me, And so I'm like, all right. Then as we get along, he actually, for me, out of all of the husbands, he asked the most astute and I think proper questions of any of the men in these couples, which is, what do you believe in? Is your faith important to you? What kind of family do you have? What do you want from a family? How many kids? How do you want to raise these kids? Like, he asked a lot of really great questions that I think is indicative of a person who would want to try to make something last. But we find out Felipe was a cheater. Felipe was slinging ding-a-ling as soon as he got unugly, as he calls it. He says he was an ug mug for several years, but then he got his teeth done, honey. He got some acne treatment. He, got his stash, and he said the hoes love him now, all right? And so he apparently cheated, would have never told the ex-girlfriend. And Tori says, listen, I don't like cheating because, listen, I was a sugar baby. That man had me in a house. I had the girlfriend credit card, and then he cheated on me with a younger girl, and I took her out to lunch and I put her up on game. I gave him back that credit card and gave him back the keys to the sugar baby pad. And because I don't play that cheating stuff. All right. Then we get into conversation about your faith. So what is it you believe in, Tori? You a Christian? Yeah. I am. Me and God are super tight. We done been down through there. God has always been by me. He says, listen, I'm an atheist. And my thing is experts. Why would y'all do that? Well, and again, differences in faith are one thing, but when you go to somebody who has a faith to no faith at all, I think that is such a far and distant leap. And then when you think about children being involved, I don't know. Felipe, again, he seems as though he's into her. I still think he's very immature. And Tori, I think, is capping. I don't think she thinks Felipe is hot, Tyra. And that's the only qualm I have with her. I really like her overall. I just really think she's lying about that. I don't think she thinks he's hot. I can't believe her. With that haircut, he's not hot, Tyra. He's not hot. He's not. Talk to me. Talk to me, Tyra.
Oh gosh. Oh, porn stash. It's so distracting. I said, is that dandruff? I don't like it. I don't like it. Their dynamic is extremely alarming to me. I really didn't like this past episode. I don't trust anything Felipe does or says. Nothing. Felipe is extremely performative to me. It's very opa, and he's not even that. It gives like I'm the life of the party. We're gonna lead with the accolades. You know, I own this restaurant and this one and that one, and we're a good talker. But asking questions, I think he's trying to skip steps. I think he's trying to just speed the process along because I'm Felipe and I'm a good time. I'm a party guy. I have sex on the regular. So what we doing? It's very that. It's like, let me romance. It's like, I'm like, why are you going so fast? Like, I'm like, you're love bombing a bit. Felipe, like, chill. And
you're so beautiful. Oh, you're just so, you're so gorgeous. Oh.
I mean, this is, you know, it's cool, but it's like, I think it's something like off about it. So when we have her have that staunch, I don't know if she was talking to him or it was a voiceover. It was like, yeah, I think we should wait on the sex. Sex is really important to me. I don't think we're ready to, you know, make those kind of steps. But you know, Felipe's nice. And then we cut to them having sex. And it was like it was an expectation. And it's like, I don't want to, but I am because of maybe what Felipe can provide and what this could turn into. Because for them to immediately step into the sex and she walks out and I need to be alone and I need to process. And I don't think that's something that I wanted to do. But I feel like she felt like there was an expectation because life with Felipe could look good. But it's like, how many times are you going to do that? Because don't let anybody rush you or have you have any experiences that you want. I was like, damn, it's early. It's pretty early, but once again, if we're you're so beautiful, and you know we really don't have those things in common. I'm an atheist, but yeah, like look at taste that wine. That wine tastes good, right? I can make good pasta. Like it's just it's something off about him. Even the way that he showed up, and it's like we found you about. Oh, you're joking me. Like, okay, now I need to get my affairs in order and take this experience seriously. Like my life is going to start here. I would think that if this is what you really wanted, your marriage experience or you trying to aspire to marriage would have started way before you ever got on this show. And when that man stood up, that best man, and gave his speech about who Felipe was, and it was very honest, I said, this ain't nobody's husband. Even the sister, like, girl, you know who? You Felipe? You a girl? It's nobody went like, oh, you got a winner. Like it's like, you have some work on your hands because Felipe probably isn't ready for this experience either. Not the Felipe I know, but you know, girl, if you can bear it, you got a winner, I guess. Like if your people can't stand up and speak highly of you as a husband or a potential partner, girl, what are we even doing here? I think he finds her attractive, and if she finds him attractive, actually, she just does, okay?
She's lying. She's lying.
She just does. But I felt like this exchange of sex is going to just be a real hiccup. And it's going to make her like really draw back. Okay, maybe I'm doing a bit too much. And just the whole aspect of, you know, I had a whole serious girlfriend credit card. I was like, are you a sugar baby? I gave back the credit card and my girlfriend card, and I took her out, and it was someone younger than me. Like, I don't want to be the old biddy in the club. Like, are you for hire? Like, what do you really want from this experience? Because if it's just, I guess, a husband that's going to provide you with a certain lifestyle, potentially Felipe is that, but there's other stuff that comes along with Felipe that you might not want. But as far as like all of this romance and, Felipe is really the one who's giving the most out of all the husbands because he wants the most right now.
Well, I mean, damn it, ask questions. I still like that about him. I won't take
Yeah.
anything off of him, but I do think that there is an element of maybe obligation that she feels. I can see him kind of, well, hey, we've done all this. Why don't we just see? Like, why don't we just,
Yeah.
try? He
Felipe
gives
said,
very high school.
brush those pretty things, didn't I? So, okay.
He gives very much high school boy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, we
Like
might as well
grad,
do it. We're not getting no
college.
younger. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as the sex, because that was wild. She was
Yeah.
driven out of the room. I have never seen that on reality TV where someone runs out of the room. I gotta get away. So a couple theories. It's a micropene, one, because that would do it to me. I would run for the hills to grow it. You can never put that in. Outside of that, I do think it was a lot of instant regret. Like I do. I think that she's taking it all in, and because they're in this process and it is like this dome process, like, we're in each other's orbit. He's saying all the right things. I let my guard down. I let it slip. Maybe I'm not ready to be that vulnerable with him, but I really am leaning towards the micropene. Outside of that, Felipe's mama,
Girl.
there's something amuck. And I'm ready to see how that's going to play out, because his mama did not look well pleased with any of this situation. I don't know if that's because she knows her son or because she's one of those mothers who's very territorial about her son. That's the only other thing about him that gave me pause. Yeah.
You can tell by his behavior. Felipe said, "I'm the prize, and you hoes better show up as such." Because I just got fine later in life. I got myself together. Y'all better come correct. This too could be yours for the low price. And okay, all right, Felipe. Felipe is quite full of himself, and Mama is not helping.
Mm-hmm. TP, thank you for the $10 super chat. Why do I have jewels on Ashley's channel but not Tyra's?
Because I didn't activate that, because I don't want no jewels, TP.
She don't want the pennies.
No.
She wants the money that folds, not the one that jinglings. What she said?
I have been on YouTube for quite some time now, and then if there's an option, we're always going to go for the lesser option. I just rather not put it there at all.
TP coming back on the other side with another $10 super chat. Waiting on the black couples. Women went to the altar next to her husband and said, "Where is he? Am I supposed to wait here for him?" Nikki said, am I waiting here for my husband? Because there's no way. There's no way you're him. Oh, we're going to get into it. I saved the best for last. But any other thoughts on Felipe and Tori? Guys, drop it in the chat. Are Felipe and Tori going to are we going to find out if he has a micropene? Like, what are we going to find out?
I think it was just too soon. Now, you would think that if it was just mind blowing and she was satisfied, like, who's running off? Like, it wasn't soon, yes, but man, that was some of the best sex I ever had in my life. She's just like, oh, I went against my rule. It was smaller. It was bad sex. Like, I gotta get out of here. I made that decision too soon. If they talk about this and it's just like it was too soon, I don't mind being intimate, but I just, let's just wait on that. I feel like I gave up something a little too early. But if she's turned off and she starts to reject all things Felipe, it was bad sex. It was small. And it's like, oh God, is she gonna run for the hills?
Now, and I'm just saying, I can think about like the times that when I was engaging in the bedroom magic, and there's been a couple times I cried, Tyra. A couple times from pure bliss and just amazement and shock and awe, because a time was had. And then there was one time that I cried after, and that was centered around regret. It was centered around.
Did you get up and leave the bedroom though?
No.
She left.
Because it wasn't that the sex was bad for me in my situation. It was the fact that I was on another abstinence journey, and I shouldn't have, but it was big, and it was, it was. And he was fine. But afterwards, can you look yourself in the face in the morning in the mirror, Tyra? And do you like what you see? But have you ever cried? Have you ever had a moment of regret after and cried? Because like I said, the majority of my tears during sex has always been, But that one time I did cry, and not because it was bad, but just because, damn, Ashley.
I've never cried unless it was just mind blowing. I didn't cry out of regret. I was like, oh my God. Like,
Okay.
I can't believe, and I can't believe it's real. It's awesome. Incredible. It was great. Like, oh my God. Damn. I didn't even know you was gonna come. Like, oh my God. I didn't know you were like, I just didn't know that it was gonna be that impactful. Can we do it again?
Maybe that was TMI, but welcome to the live. Listen, we have the real conversations over here. So tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to come on over. Angelica, thank you so much for the sunshine and for the jewels. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Moving on along. Michelle and Cameron, this honestly is a blip in my radar. I could give a damn. It's a track star. He's a runner. He's a track star. And she's going to giggle because, listen, ain't nothing funny. That man said, yeah, I look at you and I want to run for the hills. Everything about this makes me want to jump ship and leave you. And she says, fertility. My eggs are frozen. I really want more. I really want more from Michelle. I'm like, girl, you have so, and here's the thing, and I don't want to offend anybody because I don't know who's in the audience, but there in the past, I think 3 or 4 reality shows where we have had Asian representation, there has been such a clamor about proximity to whiteness on their behalf and this like need and desire to be close to the whites. And I struggle with it. So Michelle goes into this, a family who's made their way in America. They've built it, from the ground up, successful in her own right, has a brother that she's very close to, but she had fibroids younger. A lot of women have fibroids. She decided to have, I believe, her eggs frozen very early, because she was scared that she was getting to the age where, she wouldn't be able, to have viable options in fertility. She just wants to be married. Michelle says, listen, I just need it. I need that ring. I want to be married. Then we meet Cameron, who played ball overseas at the professional level. And now he's back and he's coaching at the community college level. He's never been in a committed relationship in all his big years. All right. And he decides that Married at First Sight is the place he's going to go to fulfill his dreams. As soon as I met his sister and then met Michelle, I said, oh, he ain't gonna like Michelle because she looks like his sister, not looks like, but kind of looks like his sister. So I immediately was like, yeah, I don't know if you done dealt with a Cameron type, a tall, lanky basketball playing white boy, they typically have a certain type that they are interested in. Anyway, he's over here. They're getting together. He's cordial enough, right? But he's very not into this. And you can tell. And she is just smiling and giggling. My fertility, I'm not sure, but I froze my eggs. So maybe. And he's like, the life of a basketball coach isn't certain. I could get an opportunity here. Do you have to stay in Seattle? Well, when the babies come, girl, you don't even know. We don't even know if we can have babies at this point. Like, I wish for more of a personality. I wish for more of a conversation. I really wish when he said that very real thing that I want to run for the hills. Like, I hate it. I hate this church. I'm ready to leave, that she would have had a real reaction other than giggling. I fear she is just stuffing it down. And there's no real representation of her. Like, I feel like I don't know Michelle. After 6 episodes, I don't know who that lady is, but a smile. I don't know who that lady is. Why aren't you being real with him? I think him telling her that, first of all, I don't think he's ready for this process, but I think that was the prime moment for you to be very real with him. Like, then why the hell did you come on this show? I wanted to see some sort of visceral, not necessarily, hysterics, but I wanted to see her ask him real questions. Like, well, then why the hell did you sign up for this show? They're like, what are you doing? What are we doing here? What do you think of me? Where are we going with this? You're talking about kids and marriage, and you don't even know if he likes you. And you don't honestly know if you like him, Michelle. This couple just bothers me because it's so empty. I feel nothing when I see them on the screen. It's like the time I get up and get my popcorn. Tyra, talk to me about Michelle and Cameron and where you see them going.
Where do they keep finding these desperate, complacent Asians? Is there like a factory that they mold them and come out of here? And it's first of all, girl, shut up. Too much of my time is spent telling her to shut up. When we met her, I'm like, I had 5 words. I had to fix my ex. I said, girl, so all the 52,000 weeks. Shut up. Why are you crying? Shut up. First of all, why would y'all bring this non-committer here to play in her face? This man said he's never been in a committed relationship. This is the place to start. Like, why? It's such a waste of time. Like, I'm already over their dynamic. We don't have time to watch paint dry with these two. Everything is a goddamn kid. So shut up. It's not funny. It's been said, yeah, you, all of this. Ooh, did you say kids? Huh? Ooh, I just want to run. I want to bolt for the door. So, girl, what? What are you talking about? It's weird. Like, it's okay to voice your opinion and go, yeah, that's not going to work for me. And if that's what you wanted, Cameron, why are you here? If you're that scared, she's just talking about, and it's like, whoa, just marriage and children and forever and, communal properties and, it's all very over. What are you talking about? Do you know where you are, you idiot? Like, I don't have time for this lanky man playing in her face. And she's just here complacent because as long as I'm married and anybody can give me a baby. Girl, what? What more for yourself? Like, girl, stand up. And it's just like, yeah, we're getting closer. Old buddy, old pal. We shared a peck. You're growing on me. Soon as you, voice your desires and your aspirations in marriage, I clench up and I get like, what? How is this supposed to go anywhere if he can't even fathom the idea of marriage, let alone some children? It's like, well, she's like, it's just temporary. Once I'll grow on you, real soon, and then we can have babies. Because I froze those. So the eggs are just right there whenever we can get to them. But I don't want to be 45, having my first kid. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to work for me. I don't know if I want children. Like, it's just all a bit much for me, Michelle. Oh, oh my God, are you all right? I said, she okay? It's just void. There's nothing here. There's nothing between them. They lack in chemistry. They don't align in any way. And when she sat there and cried on that therapy, I just know all these guys in this dating, they're just always unavailable. And I just really want someone to hear from me and the things that I want in marriage and babies and kids. I want to progress in my life. And you put her with a basketball playing non-committer. Yeah. Like, this isn't going anywhere. Like, I don't know what he's expecting to get out of this experience, but you weren't just going to come here and magically be ready for marriage and commitment. I don't know.
Never. You guys are mentioning Amber and Matt, and it is, but Amber, to me, I believe, if I remember correctly, at least she had a personality and she vocalized her concerns, and he played though. Matt played. And I don't know, Cameron at least is being honest very early on. I think he is the type that is kind of hedging the bets with her so she is not so let down when it doesn't work. But I don't believe that they're going to last at all. But drop it in the chat. Let me know what you think about Michelle and Cameron. Maybe the connection will intensify and deepen over these next couple of episodes. But again, this is a bore. It's like watching paint dry when they come on.
Community college basketball.
That's what he said. He said that community college could take him anywhere. Listen. Now we got to go over here first. Because before we get into Beljolie and Mecca, I need to talk about his damn daddy. Because I've been restraining myself from last week. I ain't do no short on Logic. I ain't do no reel. I ain't do no TikTok on Logic because I wanted to leave it all on the floor. I wanted to leave blood on the dance floor. But first, we're going to watch a video, right? Because I want you to really understand and know who Logic is, the principal, right? The principal of a school somebody's kids went to or go to. I don't know if he's actively a principal, but I need y'all to see this. So yeah, we're gonna play it.
Bro, this is my high school principal. Bro, this is Mr. Stop grabbing my nuts and putting them in your mouth.
Who ate their cashews without their permission. Stop grabbing my nuts and putting them in your mouth. What did Logic say to the shop vac that was helping him remove all the water that was flooding his basement? Man, you really suck, but you're doing a good job. You're way better than a leaf blower. It's so impressive how you suck and swallow.
This was the person teaching somebody's kids or overseeing the teachers of somebody's children. I had to see that because we have to get into everything that he did since we were introduced to him. So we know that this is Mecca's father. We know that Mecca's mama and stepmama left him. But I believe they didn't leave you, Mecca. I believe they left your daddy. Because Logic was hell as soon as he hit the camera screen. And I knew Mecca was going to be broken as a result of this man as soon as he opened his mouth. I don't think on Married at First Sight history we've ever seen a family member, a father especially, come on here and behave in this manner. The fact that not only did he sexualize Beljolie, but you talked about your son's private area getting erected. I saw you over there, son. Did you crack? You gonna clap them cheeks tonight? You're gonna do that. And then not only do you do that, you go over and you smile in Beljolie's face. So what you think of my son? You know what? I rate him like a 9. Him? It was almost as if he was trying to shoot his shot at Beljolie. Like come to the daddy and see what the daddy can do for you over the son. Not only that, he then gets up and proceeds to disparage Mecca in every way possible. He's talking about stuff from elementary school that Mecca did. Yeah, you tried out for that team. You failed. You end up being the water boy for the girls team. You tried this. You failed at that, but I just always wanted you to be a good man. I was like, if this is like the tutelage that Mecca came up under, there's no reason why he's got abandonment and rejection issues. And no wonder why his teeth are bejeweled and why he's walking around here with high water pants on. There's no, you know what I mean? It all makes sense that he would act and behave the way that he has been because he's always trying to measure up to some invisible line that you've created as a standard, and you are not a standard. Logic reminds me of those old creepy men at gas stations. Hey girl, why you not smiling today? Come on, put a smile on your face. Let me tell you what I can do for you. You can't do anything. You can't do anything. Are you gonna clap them cheeks? Like what? He's the type that will call Mecca and be like, so how was it? What that mouth be like? What that mouth do? Like, it's so inappropriate. The conversation that you would have with your daughter-in-law and then your son, just the embarrassment, just the unmitigated gall. And then to find out you were a principal and these are the types of TikToks you were doing. Like, I'm disgusted. I'm flabbergasted. I hate he got airtime. And I'm sad for Mecca. I'm sad for him. Tyra, talk to me about Logic and then we'll get into the couple.
I immediately yelled, don't give this goofy any more screen time. That's what he came here for. He's the loudest one in the room, the most opinionated one in the room, and he was not here to support Mecca in any way. He was here saying, remember them TikToks I made back in y'all want to follow? If you love this, you're going to love the daddy. Like, he's weird. He's extremely weird, man. He turned me off immediately. Well, if she just gives you a kiss on the cheek, then maybe this ain't, all, maybe you're not all you're cracked up to be. Maybe she's not all that into you, because if it's all of that, the type of man I am, I'm cracking on first. Like, what are you talking about? You immature old fool. Like, it's so embarrassing. I thought that's where it would end. Once he made his speech, after you want him, he's a 9. Well, if he a 9, I'm most definitely a 10, an 8. I'm a 10. What's good? What you doing later? Weird as hell. You came here to compete with your son? What are you doing? And then you sit up there and talk about all his shortcomings. I said, why would you do that? You say, yeah, you wanted to be an FBI agent. You failed at that. A husband. You're a husband. I never thought you would be a husband. Like, what? This was so off-putting. And she's sitting there like, not too much on my husband. Like, oh, like we're trying to laugh it off. But if this is where you've been called, you've already been abandoned by, I think he said, the stepmother and the mother. And then now we've been under this tutelage. We've been under this. And this would explain why he has some of the more Mecca's unlikable, quirky, goofy, off-putting tendencies that he can give off at times. Like it's all of this. Mr. Nuts in the face, or whatever the hell he just said about them cashews, nuts in your mouth. He's weird. I really hope we don't have to sit through any more time with him. All I'm gonna say is, Mecca, don't leave your girl alone with your daddy, apparently, because he's trying to shoot his shot.
That's exactly what I felt. I said, are you trying to bag her? Like, are you like my son, a 9? Really? You rate him that high? Oh, you said you came here, you wanted a black man. Oh, really? Oh, for real? For real? Please get away from me, you sicko.
He said he was on some stuff like who loved him. I said, nah, so I had to get him up out of there. Like what are you talking about? You talking and running your mouth and saying a whole bunch of nothing. And when he showed up with that damn scarf around his neck, I said, get him out of here.
Get him out. When I saw that TikTok, I was outdone. I said, this was a principal to children at a. But now we get to Belle Jolie and Mecca. And 150% Tyra and boundaries, because there's no way this Negro got up on here and told this black woman, yeah, you're more into me than I'm into you. I think you're about 150% attracted to me, and I'm only about 80% attracted. Then said, oh, no, maybe, let's go down. You're 100% attracted to me, and I'm about 60% attracted to you. What the hell, Mecca? And then I had to look back at his daddy and be like, okay, this is why Mecca is the way we is. But Mecca works in sanitation, honey. Belle Jolie is a singer, songwriter, actress, director, dancer. She does all the things, trying to get a coin. But she came into this very much with an open mind, saying, I'm in the building phase of my life. I work 10 jobs. I want somebody who's on their grind as well and building. He doesn't have to come perfect as long as he's working towards something, building to something. Mecca says he models, he does the sanitation thing, he does some other stuff. And so I'm thinking, okay, on paper, and they look very complementary to each other. Some people say they look very much alike, like almost brother and sister.
He said that out of his mouth. I want someone who looks like me.
I know, but what's scary to me is when we find out that her mama Violent had a one-night stand and made her, and she ain't seen her alleged daddy. It made me question things. Because I said, could they be kin? I don't know. But again, they meet. She's instantly seemingly attracted to him. Mecca has just always seemed very much enamored of himself. He didn't really seem impressed or not impressed. I thought what was really interesting is at the reception, they were nowhere near each other. Like his dad monopolized all the time with Belle Jolie. It was like normally you see the couple sitting together at the table while everyone's doing everything. They were all spread apart. He's talking to his friend. Do you think she liked me? What do you think? Should I try to get some tonight? She didn't kiss me. She kissed me on the cheek. She didn't kiss me on the mouth. And of course the dad, she ain't kissed your son. Yeah, I told him to ask. That's why you didn't kiss him. No, these are my boundaries. Anyway, we get together. He says, yeah, you look good, Belle Jolie. We're getting to know each other. But she says, listen, no kissing. We're not getting down because I have strong boundaries. And I'm like, cool, I respect the boundaries. When we get to the honeymoon, it seemed like Belle Jolie's attitude started to shift on that. Like, okay, I'm feeling kind of honey. And immediately I'm kind of thinking at this moment, well, girl, you done set your boundaries. You're going to have to be the one to break those boundaries. Sometimes when you have like a wall up or boundaries and you say, hey, don't cross this line, it's really hard for the other person to make the first move when they know that's your stance. Even when you vocalize and say, hey, you can kiss me, you can hug me, you can do all those things, you might have to initiate it if that was your strong boundary that you set up. And so initially I'm on Mecca's side. I'm like, girl, go on and slide the panties to the side. This is your husband. Go on, see what that tree be like, You never know, because, hey, we're in a beautiful place. Y'all are married. It's legal, whatever. Until Mecca opens his mouth, Tyra. and proceeds to say, you're way more into me than I am into you, sister. And immediately Beljalise, well, that's not going to work because there's no way that I'm going to be more into you than you are to me. And my thing is, somebody was in my comments was like, he didn't say nothing wrong. He didn't say nothing wrong. The thing is, he didn't need to say it. It was something that never needed to be said. It was unsolicited rudeness because he feels a certain type of way. He thought that she was going to be all over him and doing X, Y, or Z. And because she's not affirming him or making him feel, I'm accepted, I'm wanted, I'm craved, I'm all of these things, I think this was his way to humble her. And that really pisses me off, Mecca. That really pisses me off because what you would never do is treat her that way when Beljolie has been nothing but accommodating. She's been trying to connect with him, like, let's hang out, let's vibe. It seemed like they were getting along. We look good together. We look better than all them other people together. And he comes with that and just ruins it. And then he makes one piece of salmon, Tara. And I said, what is that one piece of salmon gonna do? I said that was you humbling her, and that one piece of salmon was you pissing her off. Tyra, talk to me about Beljolie and Mecca and what you're thinking of the evolution of this situation.
This is the main reason I put humbled. He wanted to humble her. Meeting this man, okay, Mr. Sanitation here. You take pride in your job. Good work in blue collar job. Way to go, man. Love that. But this is someone who, once again, is dealing with abandonment issues. And I don't think Papa Mecca has done anything to affirm him as a man or who he is or build up his confidence. Like, he seems like a weird one. So when we get here and he's, I guess, used to a certain admiration from a woman or his partner, because she felt it. I felt like she was projecting. She's like, he's so fine. He's so attractive. Like, you're so handsome. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, oh, okay. She's telling me what I want to hear, but we ain't even made it down the aisle. So yeah. So as far as tonight goes, what should my expectations be? Like, what are you talking about? Why would you have any expectations of her on the wedding night? Are you weird? She just met you. We get aside from that. Even the friends were looking like there's something off about Mecca. something. And it ain't, I saw it in the chat, it ain't that black nail polish. It's not that. If he want to wear his nail polish, that's his business. He wants to be chased. He wants to be affirmed and like, you want me, because he's lacking in self-confidence. And certain men who have been abandoned by a mother, or they have like poor relationships with their mother, they could project that onto other women. He did, like, I felt like, I was like, okay, anytime I feel like they're making strides, he's like shutting her down and putting her in the friend zone. They get along just fine. They seem to have pretty good chemistry. And it's like, oh, okay, we're maybe budding, going along, building some type of relationship. I said, no, she one of the homies. Like, you cool or whatever. And for them to just be sitting there and she's constantly pouring into him, speaking highly of him, to other people. And the moment that we're alone, so yeah, what would you think about, like, as far as our attraction to, each other? You think, who do you think likes who more? Why? What kind of question is that? And the only reason you would say that is to humble her and let her know you like me way more than I like you. 150 and 80, and we throwing out percentages. Why? He wasn't being affirmed by her in the way that he wanted to. So she's like, okay, I need to humble her. Because she up here, she thinking like, I'm Mecca. First of all, the name Mecca is a choice. We already got that there, but I feel like she's been pouring and leaving breadcrumbs of, well, it's okay. I did set those, boundaries and everything, but now that we're, a few days in, it's okay for you to be a little bit more carefree, be a little bit more affectionate. And, and it's always jokey, like, well, if you're smacking me on the butt, does that mean I can smack you on the butt? I don't know about that. I mean, I guess so. I'm just kidding. No, you're not. You're trying to inch away at her and at her confidence and her pride, because your stuff is messed up, and that's just not cool. I'm glad that she's not feeding into it and she knows who she is, because she said multiple times, I ain't chasing I ain't chasing you. I'm not chasing. If that's what it is, and I've made it be known that I am attracted to you, I do want you. I do see you as a potential partner and husband. I feel like we have a lot of, commonalities, and whether it's, us just having fun and being buddy, or speaking about, our broken relationships with our parents. But that's where the buck stops. I'm not going to keep putting the fruit out and you don't want to pick it, honey. Like, no, that's not what this is going to be. It's just he wants things to be like on his terms and his choice to build up something that's lacking in him. And that's not fair to her, because I feel like she's a really good choice. But they literally gave you what you asked for. Now, I hate that Belle, she showed up here all of the anytime they show up here, and I don't need a man with money, and it's not all about Miss Girl. Shut up. Don't stop saying it when y'all get on these shows.
Please stop saying
like Lord, send me the brokest of the brokest man, and I'm just gonna be happy because he's a man and I don't care about those things. Nobody cares about it until the lights are off.
Listen, you better care.
We don't have time for that. But outside of that, like he's just weird. It's I don't know where this is going, but I'm really hoping that it doesn't get nasty and weird. But with Mecca, it just feels like it's just all her, and she's thinking like it's us. Like, no, baby, it's you. And now that he's telling you it's just you want to back off. So I think that's going to give him permission to, well, you didn't like me anyway. Like, if you wanted me, you would show it. Like, well, what are you going to do to let me know that you want me? Because as far as you're concerned, you said you were 60% and I was 80.
Yeah, I think it's like one of those defense mechanisms. Like, if I can throw her off first, right, then I don't have to worry about being rejected. It's like, let me almost set the stage so I'm in control of how this plays out. And I think this is his daddy. I think it's the combination of those women leaving and how he was raised. I think he's doing to her what's been done to him. And I think that's the most unfortunate thing. Because like you said, Belle Jolie has only been there to affirm him. She's like, I'm so scared I'm going to make a mistake. I'm going to say the wrong thing. And then you sit there and say the wrong thing. Like what are you doing, Mecca?
I think there was an act when he said, like, because that's what I thought at first. Like, okay, so he's so self-conscious about everything that he's overthinking it and messing up. But the way he's sitting there in his little jeweled teeth and his do-rag, and you really let me humble you. Let me give you a little meekness. You're really modest if you really ain't that damn fine. I mean, you like me more, but it's cool. What are you talking about? Who do you think you are? First of all, I don't give a damn. I don't trust nobody with them braids. No, I don't care who comes. I have yet to find somebody trustworthy with them damn braids. The moment he showed up and he had them braids and them high water socks, I said, girl, run. But fine, we want to give him a chance. He's weird work, and she's going to be working to prove that she wants him all the time. And he's not going to be, this is not meet you halfway. This is, I'm the prize and treat me as such because I'm Mecca.
And she's been overly going. Like, she has really been accommodating to him. Like, I think the first night of the honeymoon or after the wedding, and he was like, are you going to think I'm weird if I do? No, I don't think you're weird. Like, it takes a lot for me to think somebody's weird. Like, she just came in so bright-eyed and bushy-tailed to this process. I hate that this is the partner that she got and what she's getting in return, because she's so unproblematic. She's so kind. She's so sweet. She's so the antithesis of what they want you to believe Black women are on TV. I really hope that he doesn't bring that out of her, because they love giving us that edit. They love giving us that edit in reality TV, and they love giving us raggedy men. And I think Mecca has potential, I think, but he would have to do a lot of healing. He has to get a lot of therapy. He's got to get a lot of freedom. I don't understand why the experts thought he was valid, just mentally, not because he works sanitation or has his side jobs or whatever, but really just on a foundational level, why they thought he would be a good match for anyone.
I don't think there's hope there. She just so happened to be someone who's an aspiring artist and singer and a jack of all trades. If she was more financially well off than he was, he wouldn't be interested. This is somebody who calls you big money. Like, he's a weird one. No.
He is. Drop it in the chat, y'all. Are they going to make this work or is it over? Because Mecca is in the comment sections. He is saying he is not homosexual. All right. He's in the comment section fighting with everybody who's had something to say about him.
Homosexual. Who said that?
Oh, for everybody. Everybody's saying it. Everybody's saying he bi or DL or whatever. He says that is not the case. Listen,
well, are we long from the idea of a man who wears nail polish? What was that? Because you gay. That mean you gay? Be who you are for your pride because your nails black. Is that why they're saying he's gay?
It's throwing the people off. They said they don't like the people. The nail polish was the least of my concerns. I want to know how he was going to treat her, but I think a lot of people say it's an instant turn off for them. They didn't like it. They didn't like the jewels in his teeth, and they didn't like her wedding day necklace. Tyra, they did not enjoy.
What is that?
Somebody made a TikTok about the necklace.
I looked at it. I said, choices were made, but if that's her taste and that's what she wants, let her wear that.
Listen, with a mama named Violent, she's not gonna go for too much.
And I was like, oh, I love like a name after a flower. I thought her name was Violet. I said her name is Violet.
No. Violet.
Girl, what? Then she had that very like staunch, hair updo. I said, oh my God, it's Miss Trenchable. Get out of here.
I think they said their last name is Forrest or something. So it's like Violent Forrest or something like that. I'm like, what in the hell? Anyway, I thought it was really kind of her mama. I did notice that in their reception afterwards, after the dad got up and did his thing, she affirmed him. I thought that was really kind of her mama to get up there because she didn't have to do that. She could have talked about her baby, but saying, we welcome him to the family. We know you're going to be a good man, X, Y, or Z. I thought that was really, really kind.
Nothing. Mecca said he the prize child. Anybody got time for nobody walking around trying to be the prize? They
said the necklace was just so big. Mrs. T said it was just so big. It was just.
She said we're going to Zamunda. The hell, this is Zamunda.
The only thing that ticked me off about the wedding, honey, was that bayang. Because I said, if y'all don't get some
pump
it up,
bump that bang.
Listen, it pissed me off because spray.
Black women. Once we hit the street, the humidity is on attack. Y'all bump that bang before she goes down the aisle. Damn.
It irked me so bad. Why don't you iron it out? Like, why? I need to little pump it up. 2 sprays. It's gonna be set for the rest of the day. I promise you, and the nighttime. Now we have to get over here. Tyra, because it's whole baths and expectations. Because listen, my good sis Nikki got to that altar and said, "Okay, where is he? Do I wait right here? Is this my light? This is my camera? Okay, is he coming?" And Little Bit was right there. Okay, so here's the thing. What honestly pisses me off every single time is that the experts, no matter what experts they are, at this point, it must be written in by production that, okay, Black woman comes with her expectations. You got to shoot them down. You need to bring her back to reality. Listen, if I make $250,000, $300,000 a year, and I say I want my man to make as much as me or more, why is that in value? Only the small amount of the population that actually makes that amount of money. Are you sure that's a deal breaker? She's, I'll go down to 200. Like, what are you like? This woman is highly educated. She is gainfully employed, independently wealthy at this point. She looks great. She's in shape, immaculate. Miss Nikki, honey, is doing all of the things. And I hate that we always get into a position where a Black woman has to change her expectations, her desires, her needs, or her wants in order to be chosen. I don't think that's the case. I don't understand why every other woman in the world gets to have expectations, and Black women, we have to hedge our bets. And we have to say, no, that's too much. Just go, he got a good job. All right, that's enough. He got a place. That's enough. He got a car. That's enough. I think when you achieve a certain level of status and success, why wouldn't you want your partner to exhibit that same amount? Well, you know how old you are, Nikki, and he's got to be 6 feet tall. The likelihood of you getting a man that's 6 foot tall and making that kind of money isn't realistic. And I don't know why they would say that. I think there's a ton of wealthy Black men in the country that could be done. Anyway, she has her expectations, 6 feet or taller, but she says, listen, I can compromise on that because I'm sapiosexual. And I say, never say compromise, because all these other heifers got exactly what they asked for. The other heifers got exactly what they asked for. She said, listen, I can kind of work on the height, but the money's a non-negotiable. He got to have that bag. He got to have a coin. He got to have that. And so then we meet Little Sean.
Ashley, please.
Lil Sean is 5 foot of fun, apparently, and funky. What pisses me off is you wear $1,000 suit and don't believe in soap. Like, sir, please, respectfully, get away from me. But he's a doctor of education. All right. He has dated Miss Black Universe, Miss Black St. Patrick's Day, Miss Black Tennessee, Miss Black, whatever. He had to make that known. He says that he was a late bloomer, lost his virginity at 21, and then didn't have sex again until 28. And at that point, he became totally freaked out. At that moment, he understood his sexuality, his sensuality, and he was ready to get it in ever since. He deconstructed his faith, honey. He was raised by a pastor, but now he does whatever he wants to do. He's meditating. He's doing all the things. So, he's there at the altar. He done said, hey, family, twirling, as his ex-girlfriend on TikTok says, because she says he twirls a lot. But he's there waiting for her. Miss Nikki comes down the aisle and says, where's my husband? Eventually, she's like, oh, okay, this is him. Let me bring it together. She brings it together. They have their vows, and she even lets him kiss her a little bit. I was like, okay. She says, listen, this is not what I expected. However, I'm going to put my best foot forward. And I was so proud of Nikki, even getting into the vacation. It seemed like they were having a good time together. They were jumping on the bed together. She even kissed him a little bit, Tyra. She let him kiss her a couple times. Now that night after the wedding, she said, no, that's enough. I don't. Stop trying to kiss me in the mouth, sir. Stop. Okay. And so eventually we're working past that. She's like, I think he's somebody I can open. He's going to be meditating. We're having a good time. And then comes the first altercation, the first conversation where he gets kind of aggressive. And she says, listen, I'm a delicate flower. Put some respect on my, you got to talk to me nice. All right. And so he doesn't get that concept. And I think that is for someone who is so, educated, you would think he would understand how to talk to women. His approach with her.
Can you tell me, because I'm slow, what is a doctor of education?
Basically, he studied the field of education at the doctorate level. So he wrote a dissertation. He defended his thesis in front of the people, and they said, okay. And so now it just gives you the opportunity. Like, I think he's what is he, like dean of a university or president of a school?
A spot, like he has it's coming, like it's in the works.
Oh, okay. So he's working on, but anyway, he's gone the ranks. He did the school. He wrote the 300-page paper. He did all the things, right? And so now we're here, but he's very confrontational in his approach with her. And I thought that was interesting because he is trying to pull information out of her. She eventually relents, and they have kind of a deep conversation around her first love when she was 17. And immediately he knew that she was going places that he was not, and said, I need a regular girl. And that kind of had, I guess, framed the way that she dated from that point on. He shares about how in relationships, he's always the giver. And he finally feels like in this relationship, he's not going to be. She's going to give. So they're having a time between their little arguments. They're vibing. She's very much being more open than I ever would have been, Tyra. I was like, oh, okay, they're doing the thing. Apparently on the way home, we don't have footage of this. They get into it in the airport. She boards the plane by herself. He said he went around the airport looking at her. Just happens they were on the same flight. They get back home that night to the apartment, and they're like, listen, we're going to try, but you need to sleep on that couch, buddy. All right. First night he sleeps on the couch. Next night, honey, we're in there talking, and we're going to make an approach. She said, we need to talk to these experts. We need to have a conversation around. We need to have I'm sorry, reading the comments. We need to have a conversation around how we're going to move forward in this relationship. We need to move forward and talk to the experts. And he's like, fine. Okay. So the next thing I know, we're in there getting ready for bed. She's doing her skincare. Okay. She's like, let me brush my teeth, floss. He's over there at the sink over here, Tyra. And I'm thinking, surely he's doing the same. He's just readying himself to get into the tub because, we have a process. You want to do your skincare. You want to get all of that stuff, brush your teeth, floss, all of that, and then you're ready to get into the tub. This man took that washcloth. You said it was wet. I didn't see the water, but he took that washcloth and he hit those pits. Hold on, my camera's turning. And he hit those pits, Tyra. And he hit that back, that hairy lower back that he probably has. And then he took said same washcloth and rubbed it all on his face and head. And he said, all right, I'm done. She looked at him like, what are you doing, sir? Like, what are you doing? He gets into bed, rubbing his feet together like he's done all the work. Like, hey, I got time. I'm ready. Mind you, he's been making crass jokes this whole time, talking about 69s, talking about he was mad at her because she told the people that they weren't going to move forward with sex and that they came to that conclusion. And he said she came to it by herself. He's fine with it. But he also had needed to let it be known that she decided that on her own that they weren't going to have sex. If I saw you take that whole bath, there's no way you would stick that ding-a-ling anywhere near me. And so anyway, she's like, I'm going to get in the tub. I'm going to take my shower. Gets out of the bed, as far away from him on the bed as she could possibly be. Remember Akichi and MM on their honeymoon, and he was almost off the bed. That's how she was. He said, and she said, wow, you're in and out of there. He's like, yep, 3 minutes tops. I take that lotion same way. Splat, throw it on me, and I'm done. 3 minutes. And she said, you get all your parts? And he said, absolutely. And she says, all right. So he's like, yeah, anyway, media wants you to believe that you need all these soaps and things to be clean. You don't need that to be clean. You need an antibacterial soap to be clean. You need it. You need it. And she's looking like, oh, well, good thing is we won't have to compete for bathroom time because you're in and out. Can you imagine the filth that is residing on the crevices of that man? Like, there's just no way that would ever be appealing to any woman. Hygiene practices are so important. I don't know how you get to be almost 50 years old and don't have that concept and the nerve, audacity, and unmitigated gall to be funky, asking for sex or implying or giving innuendo or even alluding to sex is crazy. And he looks freaked out in the eyes, Tyra. Every time he looks at her, it's like, just utterly freaked out. I'm so disgusted by Little Bit. I really don't want to see him anymore. And I think he's very feisty. He's got a very feisty nature. He does admit that he is not being a good husband, but he's just now learning. He's going to figure this out, Tyra. I want to know from y'all in the chat. I want to know from Tyra because I thought Nikki was trying. I was proud of my girl. She did more than I ever would have done because I would have said respectfully, cut the cameras, call it a night. I'll take the hit. I'll take the penalty. I'm going home to my well-appointed home. Tyra, talk to me about Nikki and Sean.
What is this humiliation ritual? What is this? Okay. First of all, I have learned my lesson on these shows, especially if you're a Black woman on this show. Never set your terms and say, I'm willing to compromise. They take that and they run with it. Well, she said this, but she also said she was willing to compromise. So we're going to do everything in our power to give her the complete opposite of what she said she wanted. This lady says she wanted a man making a certain amount of figures. He needed to be 6 feet, active, attractive, upwardly mobile, educated. The standards were set. And the moment she said, well, actually with the height, I prefer a tall man, but I've dated, shorter men and, it was no skin off my back. I had, some of the best. I'm open. Never say that because they take that. They're going to play in your face regardless, but especially when you say that, they play in your face, and they played in her face. I really hated that moment at the altar for both her and Sean because it's very embarrassing. Because he's, hey, family, put your hands up, put your hands up. All right, yeah. All right, where's my bride? Because I'm ready. And when that lady came down, she said, you guys are so funny. Oh my God, like, where's my husband? Where's my husband? Because it's not about that. When you sat here and you try to feed yourself these lies, because before she got down the aisle and she was looking through that gift that he gave her. She's like, oh my God. She's like, well, how tall do you think he is? Look at this ring. The ring I got. He has big hands. You know, if he got big hands, he probably got big feet. He's probably tall. Probably got a big, oh my God. Everything's just probably tasty about this man. I can't wait to get down the aisle and see this fine ass specimen that I know y'all hooked me up with. And then she gets down there. She said, who this for? Who this for? Because this couldn't possibly be for me. And she's like, you know what? I'm going to grin and bear it. And then you have Sean here. Sean is a certain kind of man. And he needed a certain kind of woman. The humiliation is to be had on both parts because they are setting Sean up to be ridiculed by the public. Because if y'all sitting there and talking about, what is it, Mecca, just off the strength of his nail polish, you guys are saying that man is gay. If they're saying it about him, what are y'all saying about Sean? Sean,
his ex said he twirls in the parking lots. Yeah.
Sean is a certain kind of man. When he sits here, he has a certain demeanor. He has a certain dialect with his voice. It's almost kind of high pitched. And when he sits here and goes, you know, I focused on education. You know, I dated, but I didn't always make it a priority. I was, you know, on football teams and I was this and I was, you know, very popular in those aspects. And, you know, but by the time I came from this very strict, you know, religious, whatever type of background, I had sex at 21 and I didn't again until I was 28 because I just didn't. So there's some confusion to be had there. I think with him being a certain kind of man, if his preference and his sole preference is women, I'm going to assume that it is. We don't know. We don't know. But he is a lot of him gives, I'm not gay no more, I'm delivered. Okay. And that's never going to project well to an audience. Because then it's like, if you aren't that and you are a straight man, you prefer women and you've only dated women. But when he leads with, you know, I've had models and Mrs. US and this, he feels like he has something to prove. And whether that's a lack of like perceived masculinity or what the public perceives to be a type of masculinity that you want from a Black man, he's probably been discounted. You already present a certain way and then you're smaller in stature. So it's like, I have to overcompensate. So when I get here and he's the life of the party. Child, when they went over there, say, oh my God, friend, you guys compliment each other so well. He's so handsome. And she says, what do you think now that we got you alone? She said, it's wine real good, ain't it? I said, you know what? Why would we put these people in this dynamic to humiliate one another? We already have that. When it's like, you couldn't tell at the altar that she was uncomfortable and you were not the expectation that she was waiting to receive here. Okay, she said, are the cameras on? She said, fine, I'll do a massage. I'll kiss you here. But when we proceed to lead with, you know, our sex and 69 and we getting the garter belt off with our teeth, that's the sir, she ain't on that type of timing with you at all. Like, slow your roll. So when we get here and she is rejecting you right off the back, this is someone who's maybe dealt with a whole lot of rejection just based off of who he is and having to validate who he is constantly. So when you do that and we're on national TV, oh, we're mad. He is bothered. When he said, and I'm not bothered by Sean saying what he wants. Because I was with him. Girl, don't give me no pity sex, no pity kisses. Don't do me any favors. If you don't like me and you don't desire me, tell me that off the bat, because if I'm kissing you and I'm with you and we're cuddling and we're laying, I'm going to think we're doing it with intention. Well, no, she said, I'm just experimenting to see. I'm trying to see if you can grow on me enough to maybe one day, hopefully, if I squint my eyes and turn around quickly 17 times, I might be attracted to you. Other aspects of you might grow on me. But beyond the attraction, these are two very stubborn people who think that they're right and want to monopolize the conversation. So nobody's listening to the other and it's becoming combative. That's already there. They can't agree or disagree on one thing without it blowing out of goddamn proportion. That's bad already. And then we come into just the unattractive part, where I'm like, if you can read this woman's energy, nothing about Nikki gives that she's fond of him or she desires him for him to persist or ask, Like, so when I'm gonna get some, when we gonna take that walk down? Never. He was waiting and he was hopeful. But when she said, yeah, I felt like it was best for us to maybe wait until the end of this experience to decide whether or not we should engage in any sex. Oh yeah, that's so. Oh, you made that decision by yourself. That's what. I think he feels emasculated, and he just feels this is that kind of man. And it's just not that. But let's just say you aren't the most appealing to her in an attractiveness sense. Fine. You not bathing and showing up and yeah, you want me to take my shirt off, do a little dance, and I don't want you to do anything. I want you to chill until maybe I take the lead and let you know that I want more. That's why I don't want her. I was with him, girl. Don't kiss me. Don't leave me no breadcrumbs to make me think you want it. He said, "You all right? You gonna look around and find out? I'm gonna whip it out on you, girl. Don't make me say Don't give him no ideas because he's the type to just. Well, I thought no. I was just trying to be nice. Do not be nice. But all of the pool and the shirt and the best thing that you could do if there's like not that physical attraction. The main thing you hear someone say when they're not attracted to someone. And it's nothing that has to do with them financially. It'd be like, oh my God, he always dresses so well and he smells so good. That's where you're gonna go. He's dressed so well and he smells so good. He presents so nice. Like my baby clean up well, don't he? I'm gonna bring my ugly ass man in. My man claiming him, me. That's my little shit, my little yan. Absolutely. Cause who you talking to? This nigga clean. You cannot not be clean. You can't do that, Sean. You went and took your happy ass over there to that open sink when you were in a bathroom with a tub and a shower, and you opted to wash underneath your neck, your arms, and your goddamn back. Are you insane? And then you hopped in the bed and said you were done. Like, it's just, I think she's just checking boxes on. I don't like this about you. I don't like that. I don't like this. I say one thing, you say another. This is not going anywhere. Neither one of them are going to meet a certain expectation. I think Sean wants to be validated and desired, and she wanted and needed a certain kind of man of a certain kind of stature, physicality, and bank. And he's none of that. So if you add that on top of you not taking the time in the day to wash your nutsack, it's not going anywhere. Sorry to this man.
Going nowhere fast. And like, I wanted to go into this and be like, because somebody mentioned it, the way they referenced season 1. But if you go back to season 1 of Married at First Sight, the very first season, Jamie couldn't stand her husband, honey. He disgusted her. And they've been married for how many years? Like, they made it work. He won her over because he was just a good man, right? And I think that's the difference here. I think, and I can't tell. Nikki is a very good actress, I'll say, because on the honeymoon it was seeming as though like, hey, I'm just gonna go for the right. They're not gonna give me the angry black woman edit. I know how to finesse this. Like, I work in HR. Like, I got this. I can be safe or whatever in this situation. But I think it's just it would be disappointing. And then, like you said, you compound the lack of physicality to the just hygiene. Like, that is a turnoff. Like, and again, I've dated people that not necessarily would be my type, but there was something great about them. They were very clean. They smelled good. They might have had a cute coin, Tyra. You know what I mean? There were things that outweighed the other things. And I do think overlooking, I've seen marriages, where they weren't each other's type and they worked because there were attributes about their personalities, their lifestyles, whatever, that made it work. This just isn't it, because Nikki don't really need you. You know what I mean? She's looking for someone to add to her life. You're not a necessity. There's nothing that he has to offer, even financially, that moves her. Like, I make enough. Like, I don't need a man in my life per se, not in that way. And I think somebody said he's used to buying it. He might be used to dating women who need him for something. He gives trick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He gives like I trick big. So that could be it. And in those situations, you are being constantly affirmed, right? Because
Yeah.
you're providing X, Y, or Z, and that just might be what he's used to. I don't hate Sean. I question his cleanliness and the way he interacts in conversation with her as a woman. But I don't know. Like I said, there's tons of speculation. His ex is out there on the internet saying all the things on TikTok, honey. The people that done dated Sean have a lot to say about him. But I just think to be 50 years old and saying that the media wants us to believe that we need soap and all these things to be clean is crazy as hell. Danny, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. When Sean said he was a doctor, I said, wait for it. With his Cheyenne Bryant head ass. You ain't no doctor, man. Listen.
I think he is very. He feels like he's still kind of aspiring. I think he said he took a whole lot of time and he was a musician or something like that. He wasn't, whatever. I don't know. Like, I just don't like this edit. This is all being set up for her to be the angry black woman and for him to be the sassy black man. Like, I don't like none of this.
Well, he gives that. He was like, well, okay, girl. Like, sir, stop it. And I'm not calling anybody anything because I don't know what their, predilections or desires are on the low, but that was just awful. I can't believe you would do that on national TV. Wouldn't you just fake it? Even if you, and here's the thing. I don't know. And maybe this was just in my household, but there was a level of shame that would be placed if you were funky or musty. Like, there was no living it down. You were going to be utterly embarrassed by your entire family if you're around them funky. Like, the shame of it all growing up would make you get in the tub. And I honestly believe that's why Black people are some of the most clean people in the universe. Like, I don't understand what happened in his upbringing. Like, your mama didn't ever embarrass you, did she? Like, there's no way for you to get up there and be funky on national TV and then talk about the agenda of the media to make you believe you need soap. There's no way as a Black man you got up on these people's internet and said that. Internet, like there was somebody said with damn syndication, global syndication of this reality show, you got up there and proved yourself to be trifling. There's no way. And then the people already, on the other side, we already think they don't use washcloths, they don't wash their legs, and now you're over here not washing any of it. But you're not washing any of it. I don't understand. There was a time, Tyra, you could not be funky. You cannot be funky.
And he's like, yeah. She's like, no, stop. Go over there. And no, that's enough. Tone it down. It was when she means she don't want me. This is she kissing me in the mouth. She kissed me in the mouth with food in her mouth. She want me.
That's what he said. She said, ugh.
That's why I'm like, girl, do not try to make it. If you just want to be respectful and cordial for the cameras, that's fine. You don't have to kiss anybody you don't want to. You don't have to make fetch happen, sis. It's okay. They didn't deliver on what they promised you. And vice versa. Sean seems like he needs a younger woman who requires certain things and that will be impressed by what he has to offer and affirm him in all the ways that he feels like he needs to do and be all into his freak nasty deeds. Nikki is not that, especially if you're not washing on a regular.
Well, see, Grace Stoke, and that's where I'll have to say, if I'm the matchmaker, I would not have matched them for that reason. And he mentions it. He's like, we're two suns, right, in our orbit. And so those egos are going to compete. Normally, if I'm matching someone, I'm not going to get two people with exalted ideas of themselves to be together. That typically does not work. There's typically only one, you know what I mean? That kind of has that view of self. I also do think that as we get older, there's another element, which I think is why Married at First Sight for so long lended itself to younger people, because when you get a certain age and you've lived alone for such a long time, it's really hard sometimes.
No compromise. Exactly. People want to compromise. Like, no, it sounds like he's used to a certain kind of woman. I think Nikki, I just want her to bow out gracefully for some reason. Like, you know what? I tried No disrespect towards you, Sean, but I want other attributes for my husband that I know that we can't have. And that's why we see so many couples here. And it's like, why didn't you put this person with that person? Because a lot of the times your perfect match, you're not going to line up. They're checking. And I'm like, you guys are matchmakers. Everything that aligns well on paper it's not always agreeable in a relationship. That's why so many of these people would work better with another partner just in the dynamics of this show. But they're trying to be matchy. And even if you were, the bare minimum of what she said was, I need him to make at least the equivalent or more than me. And can he be 6 feet in black? Like, y'all didn't even meet the basic levels of what she asked for.
No. And everybody else, man, is 6 foot. That's what
everybody else is tall as hell. Y'all find a tall man for everybody.
I was like, see, y'all really.
When she got there, when they had their first like meet and greet, she said, well, I'll be damned. Okay. She looked over there at Mecca. She said, oh, so there are some tall black men available. Oh, okay.
Everybody was tall. I said, well, this is the tallest group of MAFS people I've ever seen. Y'all knew how to get that right. Yeah, Danny said, listen, that don't matter. Everyone else got exactly what they wanted for the most part. The experts church stomped on Nikki's standards and said, make it enough, as they do. And they keep doing it. And people, black women still keep going on Married at First Sight. And I think out of all of the seasons of MAFS, there's like 2 or 3, or maybe 3 or 4 black women who actually got productive marriages. And some of them actually weren't great in the beginning, but they made it work. But yeah, everybody else did get tall, educated, whatever their thing was, they got it. But with her, they had to talk her down. Well, you sure about that? Because nobody really makes that much money. Are you sure? And 6 feet, that's going to be hard. And then they even say it, well, when she sees him, it could be really bad. But she said she was willing to compromise if they had everything else. Anyway, y'all, that's what I got for Married at First Sight season 20 so far. They're dropping a couple episodes every week. So we'll be back probably on Mondays to talk about it. Tyra, any other thoughts on the show? Okay, hold on, Big Jean. Hold on. What's a woman like her? I think Nikki's beautiful. Nikki's 46 years old. And I think there are men at that age. I don't see why that's problematic.
Maybe she's talking about her attitude, not so much her attributes of what she would bring to a relationship. But I think if they met those expectations of what's listed here, we would see a different personality from her. Now, as far as her, what seems to be like combativeness, because she's like, these are women of a certain age, like, you're not willing to compromise. Well, I just like, maybe that will be a struggle for her. But once again, we're willing to compromise a little bit more when we're getting what we want. Like, well, if she was attracted to him and this was, oh my God, this is exactly what I asked for. We're arguing, but Nikki would chalk that up. Oh, this is just the woes of relationships. It's just like, well, all right, but baby, I can compromise. All right, you're probably right. All right. She might be a whole soft. Who knows? She can present completely different. But it's like, you already brought me this man that I don't want. And now I'm expected to compromise, even if I am in the wrong. It don't matter if she's wrong, if she's doing, because she is doing a whole lot. She's doing the most a lot of the times with Sean, but it's because she does not like Sean. And it's like, I have to not like you, not find you attractive. You don't have any of the things that I asked for. And I also have to compromise. It's like, if I don't get that, well, damn it, I'm just going to be right all the time and voice my opinion and just kind of project and be rude because I'm really angry at the fact that I didn't get what I wanted. That's really what it is.
I don't get it. Y'all are saying Big Jean probably has a point. That type of man will pick a younger, more What are y'all saying? More attractive? I think she looks great for 46 and she's in great shape. Because some y'all be like, oh, she too big. She don't deserve this man. She too this. She don't deserve this. She too black. She don't deserve this man. She too tall. She don't deserve this man. Where does it stop? I don't think everybody has those standards. We can't put everybody in a bucket. And I think by that time, this is a lot of time. I think mid 40s is when people are really the most established, or at least getting to that point in their careers. I don't see that being an issue. A lot of people are moving towards, either they've been married before and are divorced, their kids are grown, they're looking for new relationships. I don't think what she was asking was too far off. She brings everything to the table that she's asking for.
I was going to say a 20-something, if we're going to go on attraction, I don't even think it's just based off of attraction. It's just Sean would be more accustomed to maybe finding someone younger just because they're less opinionated and somebody I can mold. And if I throw my attributes or some money your way because I'm Big Sean, then that's just all that it is. But if you have someone who's also reassured and they're just as, close in age as you are, and I'm financially well off, like I am going to have more of an opinion of someone who needs you. She don't need him. That's the issue.
That's exactly it. And I don't know. I don't think it's fair to say that when a man is that age and has money, he's automatically looking for a younger woman.
What she's doing wrong is she's being like pretentious and projecting, because I wish she would just say, I don't like you and I don't want you. I don't think this is something. I think she's delusional and just, well, it can grow over time. Well, maybe if I just try, like I'm trying to just go with the experiment because I do like certain things about you. Or that one time you said that was really nice what you did. Like there is never going to be a point in this show where she wants Sean to be her husband. I think that's poor of her to do, to give him false hope. And that's why I agree with him. Like, girl, don't do that. If you don't like me, just say that. So I know that we're on a level playing field and I won't try to, proposition you sexually or think like, oh, we were cuddled up and we were kissing that night, so that means we're progressing in a relationship and you like me. Like, no, it's never going to be that. I think that's the issue.
Yeah. Do you think she's conventionally attractive? Yes.
Yeah.
Like what beauty standard are y'all basing this on? I'm not gonna berate a black woman's looks on here. I think she's beautiful. I think she's aging well. I mean, unless we're doing a different type of live, but I think she looks great. I do. I think she looks good for any age, and I do think she's conventionally attractive. I don't. That's interesting. I don't. Jay Buggin said they on that red pill-ish. Ashley, just cut it off. Like, just. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why that would be called into question when you have someone like Courtney on the show looking haggard at 32. Like, I just don't know.
Actually, please. But I don't know, just the way that you guys can rationalize what she needs to be and what expectations he can have, even though to me, Sean is not conventionally attractive, but he can have his standards and she looks, I'm confused. Why the double standard?
Girl had the audacity to say he was looking for a 10 out of 10. He had been settling, is what he said. That's what he said. We need to watch some Kevin Sam. Not doing this for the show.
Damn Kevin.
But no, now if she did say, I did see in the chat you guys saying, well, if she did say, I want a black man only. Now, I will say that. I will say don't limit your opportunities. And maybe, I don't know if that was her specification. I don't know if we heard that part. Tyra, did she say she wanted a black man? Belle Jolie said she wanted a black man.
I didn't hear her specify that she wanted only a black man. Now she might have said tall, dark,
in that questionnaire. Okay.
Maybe. I don't know. Because she gives me that she would be open to either. Sean looks like, oh my, TP, shut up. Sean looked like what is that doctor who's off they got replaced? The one, Dr. C.
Dr. Greg.
Dr. Greg. Yeah, he looked just
from
like
Real Housewives or from Married to Medicine. Everybody been calling him Dr. Gray. They say, oh, and he don't like baths too, and he got that voice. But Dr. Greg is a real doctor, and ain't he married to Sweet Tea now or whatever? I don't know. But y'all, that was Married at First Sight. I do. Maybe if she said that, but I would hope that she would be open. I mean, the man who walked her down the aisle was a white man. I don't see why she would be closed off to.
I'm just not understanding.
Never seen them match.
No eligible black man that met her expectations, at least in the meager sense of what she asked for. No, there wasn't nobody.
Yeah.
No,
I don't
they
know. They
brought
found all the 6-foot whites they could find out there. It seemed like to me they could have found another 6-foot white. But I don't know, child. Anyway, y'all, that was it. Any other thoughts, Tyra? Anything else you got going on this week you want to let people know about before we get out of here?
Minister Pastor Cal. nothing. Just be outside. All about a toxic love story is coming up. If you have not watched that on Netflix, child, what are you doing? Because games were played and people were gullible. Be sure to check that out and join us for that live discussion. And I think Raising Kanan this week. So be on the lookout for those lives, please.
Yes, be on the lookout. I watched Furious today. Nobody came and watched that with me except my good sis Tremaine. Watch it. It's actually very good. It's a brand new Hulu series. I'm going to do an upload for that. I think it was really good. I enjoyed the first 3 episodes. Fiona from Shameless is over there. It's a good time. Like Tyra said, tomorrow night, I'm hosting a toxic love story, that documentary. The way people in my comments about the Cosmic University damn cult, we may need to do a live for that. Girl, talking about, I don't trust biracials respectfully. Who's biracial? Girl,
They called you biracial? She's biracial.
Comments acting a fool. Talking
biracial,
about that wasn't a cult and defending him. Respect. Anyway, so watch that. Be on the lookout. Fightland comes out on Stars this week. Diara from Detroit comes out this week. There's new shows that we're gonna dive into because it's been very dry, y'all. The move is settled. I feel settled now. I'm done with all my ripping and running and all of that stuff. So live should be back on deck on the regular, and my uploads should be back here on pace and all of those things. But anyway, thank y'all so very much for being here. We love y'all real bad, and we will see y'all tomorrow night for a toxic love story.